Hello and welcome to the MENA Golf Tour 2015. This week we make our way to the capital of Saudi Arabia, Riyadh. Just under 50 kilometres away from the main city, Dirab Golf and Country Club was the chosen venue for the 6th tournament of the season. It was the third MENA Golf Tour tournament here, previous editions being in 2012 and 2013. With 2 playoffs in the last 3 tournaments, the MENA Golf Tour has seen some nail-biting finishes recently. It's a reflection of how stiff the competition is at the top. A mix of players from Saudi Arabia, Morocco, England, Spain and Pakistan, amongst others, made up the field. Built in 1992 as a 9-hole course for recreation, the Dirab Golf and Country Club extended to an 18-hole championship course in 1998. Having hosted a number of professional events over the last 17 years, it's one of the most decorated courses in the country. And it's unique for a reason.
It's natural, and the trees, and it's a natural valley, you can see the golf course. There is nothing made by contracting. It's just natural, and we use the mountain, we use the hill, and as you can see, a lot of trees. We have almost 18,000 trees inside the golf course. That's what when you play golf course, you hear a lot of noise of birds, and all this. That's what's helped to make the Dirab's difference.
Stretching to over 7,200 yards, the par 72 course contains large greens, none bigger than the par 5 13th. As it's built in a valley, the wind doesn't influence play very much, but other factors demand your thinking cap to be on at all times.
It's like chess, this golf course. You really have to position yourself on every single hole to best attack the hole. And the golf course, and just to be patient, because you'll get a lot of scoring opportunities and you'll get a few holes where you might not hit it where you need to, and you just need to manage your game. I think that's the biggest secret.
A football enthusiast as a kid, Osman Al Mulla took up the game at the age of 15, and soon he fell in love with it. The progression was rapid as well. Soon he started making waves on the junior circuit in Saudi Arabia. The impressive youngster went on to earn a spot at the Omega Dubai Desert Classic in 2007, making him the youngest amateur from the Arab region to achieve the feat.
Unreal. I started really well. I was actually 2 under after 6, I want to say, and I was actually on the leaderboard for all of 10 minutes. And then I guess being a young guy, my own mind started to wander, and it didn't go as well as planned.
Osman took a break from the game to complete his degree in finance. Having done that, he's now looking to pursue his dream once more, and the MENA Golf Tour has provided him and the other talented players from the region more than just a ray of hope.
I wish I had something like this when I was growing up, when I was at that stage where I was playing really well, because around the region I was one of the top ranked guys, but I didn't know how I truly stacked against some of the better players. Playing the last few events with some of the pros, it's great to see because you learn how they play around. We all hit the ball great out here. If you come and you watch on the driving range, the amateurs and the pros hit it the same. It's just their thought process around the golf course and how they get around the golf course and how their mental game is so much sharper than ours, I believe.
Osman is an inspiration to budding youngsters from Saudi Arabia and the MENA region. With the MENA Golf Tour getting stronger by the season, he believes it's just a matter of time before an Arab golfer will make his mark on the world stage. The Arab charge on day 1 was led by Ayub Lagati with a round of 3 under 69. Craig Hinton shot a 7 under 65 to rocket to the top. And Spain's Gabriel Canizares matched that score to join him at the summit. Luke Joy was the star of the show in round 2 with an 8 under 64 to power into the joint lead. 5 birdies, South Africa's Tristan Lawrence moved up the ladder as well. So that's how the leaderboard looked after the 2 rounds in Dirab. Gabriel Canizares and Luke Joy were tied at the top at 9 under. Craig Hinton was a shot shy of that. Meanwhile, Mariano Achoya and Tristan Lawrence were tied at 4th. Time for a breather, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to Riyadh as we're showcasing the best action from the American Express Dirab Golf Championship on the MENA Golf Tour. South Africa's Tristan Lawrence had a wonderful start to the final day's play, a giant birdie to get off the mark at the 616-yard par 5. And he followed that up with a great approach with an 8-iron that set up a second successive birdie. He really was on the charge. Spain's Gabriel Canizares got off to a flyer as well. This birdie at the 436-yard par 4 second, and he marched into the lead. Luke Joy, who was tied at the top with Canizares overnight, had a disappointment early on with this bogey at the second. Canizares lost his way at the third, a pitching wedge approach went wayward, and that resulted in this dropped shot. Craig Hinton, who'd smoked a 7 under 65 on the opening day, birdied the 5th, and he joined Canizares in the lead. Meanwhile, Spain's Mariano Achoya bogeyed the 5th to be virtually out of contention. Joy, though, managed a superb birdie at the short par 3 7th, and that got him right back in the mix. This is how it looked then as we approached the end of the front 9 of the leader group. Hinton and Canizares tied at the top, and Lawrence and Joy just a shot back. It seemed a 4-way race up till that point as we joined one of the leaders, Canizares, at the par 4 8th for his second shot. Canizares in his second season on the MENA Golf Tour. And he's found the green with that approach. Craig Hinton now, the joint leader. 6-iron for him, his second shot at the par 5 9th. His best finish on the tour in 2013, the Abu Dhabi Golf Citizen Open, when he finished 3rd. And that's just run off the back of the green. And he's got that. Got an awkward shot for an eagle. Canizares now with his birdie putt at the 8th. Oh yes, terrifically holed, takes the applause of the gallery. He moves to 10 under par and into the lead on his own. Tristan Lawrence now with a pitching wedge. This for a birdie at the par 3 11th. He's got that awkward putt back now for par. 2 top 10 finishes for him already this season on the tour in Abu Dhabi and Mohammedia. Here's Hinton with a birdie putt at the 9th. He moves to 10 under par, joins Canizares at the top of the leaderboard, and Hinton out in 34. That's impressive. Back to Lawrence for par at the 11th. Oh, and it's just lipped the cup. I said it was an awkward putt going back, and that's exactly how it's proved. Luke Joy now with his third shot at the 9th. He's 1 over par for the day. And he's given himself an opportunity for birdie there. Craig Hinton at the 208-yard par 3 11th. Well, he's found the green, but he's a long, long way from the flag there. He'll have that for birdie. Talking of birdie, here's Canizares at the 9th. Beautifully holed. Very nicely done indeed. And he moves into the lead on his own once more, 11 under par. Hinton for birdie, that very long birdie putt. This to join Canizares at the top of the leaderboard. That really was an excellent putt. He'll have that for par, but he can be pleased with that effort, I think. Now Luke Joy. Birdie opportunity for him at the 9th, and he takes it. Out in 36, his second birdie in 3 holes. Has he now got the momentum, I wonder? Tristan Lawrence at the 364-yard par 4 12th. This is very birdieable. Doesn't get it though. He birdied this hole on day 2. No birdie for him now though. Craig Hinton for par at the 11th. Very nicely done. That was an excellent putt to get as close as he did. And he holds that very convincingly indeed. So, this is how it shapes up at the moment then. Canizares leads the way by just a shot. Hinton's following closely behind, and Joy is 2 shots further back. Promises to be a close finish. Let's find out who took the honours in Dirab after this very short break. Welcome back to the MENA Golf Tour. You're watching the highlights of the business end of the American Express Dirab Golf Championship. Craig Hinton missed a birdie opportunity at the 12th, and so he remained in second place. Gabriel Canizares had an opportunity to get a 2-shot cushion at the 11th. He missed that putt by an absolute whisker. He still retained the lead, but just by 1. Luke Joy had a bogey on the 10th, but in contrast at the 13th, the long 550-yard par 5, he hit a wonderful third shot that resulted in a birdie, and that kept his hopes alive. On the same hole, Canizares had an opportunity to beef up his lead, and he did it with that excellent birdie. That put him 2 shots ahead. Tristan Lawrence had a birdie putt at the 15th, the par 5. He missed that, but he did earlier have the consolation of a birdie on 14. That meant he stayed a tied 3rd. That's how it shaped up then. A birdie for Hinton at the 14th meant he consolidated his second position, just a shot between him and Canizares, as we rejoin Hinton, who was in the hunt to get to the top at the 15th. After a great approach with a rescue club from 266 yards, Hinton has this birdie opportunity and he gets it. Well done. Co-leader now, Craig Hinton. 12 under par, joins Gabriel Canizares at the top of the leaderboard. Tristan Lawrence now for par at the par 3 16th, the 181-yard hole. Oh, and that's very nicely holed, isn't it? Terrific par putt from Lawrence. He stays at 9 under par. Gabriel Canizares now. He was in trouble in the rocks on the right, so this is his 4th shot at the par 5 15th. And he's given himself an opportunity for par there. That's very good golf indeed. Here's Hinton at the 16th, the par 3. A birdie opportunity, and this for the lead. Well, he gave it every chance in terms of pace. Didn't quite read the line right, though. Luke Joy now for par on the 15th. He was in the fairway bunker, and it just slips by. He's at the end of his challenge. It's his 4th bogey of the day, and a wry smile from him tells its own story. So a bogey for Joy, and he slips back to 8 under par. Gabriel Canizares, also on the 15th, par putt for him. Oh, and he was never confident there, was he? He was on the move as soon as he hit it. So Canizares drops a shot, and he's now 1 behind Craig Hinton. Frustration for Canizares and for Joy on that 15th. Craig Hinton now. This for par. He was in trouble off the tee on the par 4 17th. And he drops a shot as well. Well, no one seems to want to grasp the nettle here at all. So Hinton moves to 11 under par, dropping a shot, and he's now joint leader with Gabriel Canizares. Can Canizares regain the lead here? Not quite. Oh, we thought that was going to break right to left. It didn't. So he remains at 11 under par. Hinton. His 2nd shot. Oh, and that's a terrific second, isn't it? Giving himself a birdie opportunity. Now Canizares on the penultimate hole. His 3rd shot. Oh, and it very nearly went in. Lovely touch around the green there from the Spaniard. Mariano Ochoa with his birdie putt at the last. And that really sums up his round. If he holds that one coming back, it'll be a 75, 4 bogeys in this final round for him. Luke Joy now, another man who's been struggling in the final round, but he holds that one. It was a bogey putt though. Huge contrast for him to day 2. Everything he touched on that day turned to gold with a 64, and that was his 5th bogey of the day. Canizares for par now. And he gets it. Very nicely holed. Nice up and down from him from the edge of the green. Keeping the pressure on Hinton. Craig Hinton then for birdie at the 18th. Oh, and it's just lipped the cup. Frustration for him. It'll mean a 69 to go with 65 and 71. Birdie would have, well, really put a great deal of pressure on Canizares. Canizares now, though, knows that he needs a birdie at this last hole to win the title. Well, he's given himself an opportunity. It's a long putt, but he has that putt to win. Oh, it's just slipped by. Oh, frustration for Canizares. So near yet so far. He'll tap that one in. So that'll be a round of 70 for the Spaniard to go with earlier rounds of 65 and 70. 205 total of 11 under. So we're heading for another playoff. Canizares and Craig Hinton. Before we have that though, Luke Joy will hopefully hold this one out for his par. And he does so. 74 for Luke Joy then, for a total of 209. Home in 38. He was home in 32 the previous day. That sums things up for him. So, heading for a playoff then. A pretty familiar sight on the MENA Golf Tour this season. The third playoff in the last 4 tournaments. Tristan Lawrence impressed at 10 under. Luke Joy had a forgettable day with that 74. Morocco's Mehdi Sessi finished a tied 6th with Spain's Sixto Casabona Navarro. Second playoff hole then, and this is the second shot for Canizares. We're at the 18th. And he's left that a little bit short. What can Hinton do in response? Oh, he's not happy with the contact he's made there. And you can see why. He's left that even shorter of the green. And so it's advantage Canizares. Hinton to play again then. His third shot. He really needs to get this close to put some pressure on Canizares. Oh dear me. That's gone way past the hole. And I think he probably knows that means big, big trouble. Hinton once more then. Needs this for his par. Oh, but it's never broken right, has it? So he'll have that for a dropped shot. But more significantly, it means that Canizares will now have 2 putts for the title. Gabriel Canizares then. He's never won on the tour before. But he's going to win now. He's just got that very small tap in to secure victory. A first-time winner on the MENA Golf Tour, Gabriel Canizares of Spain. Fantastic. Takes the applause of the gallery. And he'll pick up $9,000 for the victory.
Wow, the feeling is incredible. Always when you win, you feel like the best. So you gotta keep it in your mind as long as you can.
In 2014, the MENA Golf Tour introduced the Sheikh Maktoum Golf Foundation Award to recognize the achievements of players from the MENA region. In the amateur division, in first place, receiving a voucher in the pro shop for $500 from Morocco, Ayoub Lagati. In the professionals division, in first place, receiving a check for $1,500 from Morocco, Mehdi Sessi. Now to the championship prizes. The leading amateur with scores of 69, 74, 72, receiving a voucher in the pro shop for 1,000 rials from Morocco, Ayoub Lagati. And the 2015 American Express Dirab Golf Champion from Spain, Gabriel Canizares.
So that's a wrap from Dirab, where Spain's Gabriel Canizares was crowned champion. Until we meet again, adios.